The Babadook's a gay icon. He's not even like a horror villain. He's not even he has left the horror space.
He's a symbol of acceptance.
Yeah.
Babadook, my strongest relation with Babadook is the viral tweet that should be going around again soon. I went to my adult friend's Halloween party and it was more of a wine and cheese than a Babadook.
Yeah. And just her as Babadook in the corner.
All right, lights, camera, Barstool. It is tier time. We are going to be tiering scariest movie characters. Scariest movie characters. We have our good friend Jeff D. Lowe, Ken Jack Gooch. We have our good friend Feits joining us today.
How are we?
Talking scary. There's some surprises on here. There's some classic horror characters. Here's the ground rules. If you're on YouTube, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Like the video. Comment below, too, who you think these scariest characters are in
the ground rules. You have to subscribe.
Movie history. Yeah, you do have to subscribe. You can't if you're watching and you're not subscribed, you can't watch anymore. 5. The big rules are 5. At the top, scariest, we can only have 5. And at the bottom, we can only have 5 least scary. Everything else is fair game, but top and bottom, we can only have 5 at any time. That's the rule. So let's start it out. Let's get right into it. We're going to write down the list here. Alex from Clockwork Orange. Clockwork Orange. Bad dude. Let's just note it. Bad dude.
Yeah, no, very bad dude.
Very bad guy, but I'm not going to lie. The guy's dripped out. I was never very scared of him. Like, he's got the cool makeup going on, he pulls off the bowler hat. Like, I'm not sure he's very scary. His actions are scummy, but...
Yeah, he's scary like Patrick Bateman's scary, aspirationally.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'd have him at like a D or an F, maybe?
Yeah. I'd go D or F.
I'm good with D. D feels like a good start. Okay, now into toys. Annabelle. Annabelle from the Conjuring franchise.
I would punk that little bitch so far.
Dolls aren't that scary to me. Dolls are a little creepy, but they're not like scary to me. Like Chucky's more funny. Like, we'll get the Chucky later, but like
I agree with the Chucky. Annabelle scares me.
So where would you have her if you had to pick any of these?
Because she's a woman.
We got there's 4 dolls on here. Let's do the dolls right now. So
Okay.
Annabelle's the first one. Chucky is the second one. Then we have Jigsaw. I didn't want to put what's his name. It's like Bob Kiefer. What's the villain's name in Saw?
John Kramer.
Yeah, that was close.
Syllables matched up, I think.
Bob Kiefer's the guy who sells you like those like compilations of decade CDs on like an infomercial. And then we have Slappy from the Goosebumps.
Yeah, Slappy.
I think I'd have almost all of these in like D or F. Chucky, I think, is F. Chucky, I never found scary, but that's me. That's just me.
Chucky, did you like talk about Chucky like he was scary though? Like I think I've maybe seen one of the Chucky movies, but like that dominated the conversation of me and my friends as a kid. We talked about Chucky a lot for a group of kids who probably hadn't seen him.
We would just call our ugly redhead friends Chucky.
You're like a Mook or a Francis. You got called Chucky every day.
It seems like Chucky's F right now for us.
Yeah,
I think Chucky for sure F.
Yeah, and I would agree with Fights. Annabelle is scarier than Chucky. Chucky's like...
Also, Chucky's wife is fucking smoking.
I'm going to talk to Annabelle on Siva. What about Jigsaw?
Jigsaw is kind of scary.
Jigsaw's for sure scary.
But he can't. The other dolls at least will fuck you up. Like Jigsaw doesn't do anything. He's just kind of like a symbol. You know?
But that's why. Like that's what I'm trying to think. Like, are we factoring in like how they're used? Like, if I wake up in a fucking, I don't know, dungeon type room and then Jigsaw comes in, I'm terrified.
Okay.
Honestly, if Tobin Bell was on the video being like, you want to play a game, I'd be scared, but I'd be like, I got a chance here. If the doll says that, I know I have no chance. That's my one. Like,
So I will say the one thing that just swayed me in favor of the Saw doll was Vibs did a video where he was dressed up as the Saw like doll, and he scared the shit out of Francis. Like Francis did, like, he loud, like woke up the entire office, like what the fuck's going on, scream. Like, was in the building.
That makes sense. Our coworkers doing that at Barstool. That makes sense. There's also a video that you can reference, a viral video way back in like the MySpace days, where it was a guy say it's like early YouTube, where it's just like adult man on a tricycle saying, "I want to play a little game," and then the bike breaks. I always think about that, and that does make him significantly less scary.
Was the guy who was in the garbage can that pops up and gets punched in the face immediately? Was he also wearing a saw?
No, he was like Wolfman, who we'll get to at some point here.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think I'd bump up then the Saw to a D if I had to. Right? Does that feel fair
Yeah.
for Saw?
Oh yeah. I think Jigsaw's at minimum C.
I was going to say B. So C.
Let's throw him on C then, because I would say B too. So C seems to be the averaged out.
I'm a B guy too. I said at minimum C.
Oh, okay.
What about Slappy? What about?
Yeah, Slappy's not scary.
Yeah.
But I will say one of the meanest things that I ever had said to me, like growing up, was that I looked like Slappy, and that one stuck with me. That's like one of those things you get told in 5th grade. Very mean, and it just stays with you.
Yeah, I think F is fair for Slappy.
Which I'm sorry, I don't know Slappy.
Goosebumps. You know
He's
the
like
Goosebumps books.
Oh yeah.
He's like one of the main. He's like one of the more famous like Goosebumps. Yeah,
Yes. Like Childish Clemmer.
yeah.
Yeah,
He does. He's a freak character, but I don't know if I'd have him above an F.
Yes,
Art the Clown from the Terrifier series. Have you seen Art the Clown Fights?
I haven't. I haven't seen the show, but I know the character. And
It's a horrifying.
I think
Gross.
he starts at least A, maybe top. That guy was fucked up.
Without the strong knowledge of the show, I was still going to say A because I don't like seeing pictures of this guy around the internet.
Yeah.
I wonder if you think Fights could make it through either Terrifier movie. Like, how much do you like the over the top gore?
Crazy gore.
You know, I don't. What did I just watch? Fucking Talk to Me, and I didn't do great with that. And I wouldn't. I guess that's probably not gore. That's more like is visceral the right word? Like the squelching and the noises and stuff like that. That's what fucking bothers me.
Oh, you don't watch Terrifier.
Yeah, Terrifier.
It's not a clip that we'd even show on YouTube, so I won't even share it. But like, there's a scene where he is skinning someone alive and dumping salt on.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
It gets to a point where it's like it's so ridiculous that you kind of lose a little bit of like. It's disgusting though. It's gross.
Skinning and salting.
Yeah, and like cutting her arm off. Like it's fucked.
Dude, scariest S tier. That's a fucking nightmare.
I don't mind Art starting on S. He is.
Let's start.
He's the worst of the clowns here, I think.
Oh, by far, way scarier than like Pennywise.
Oh,
all right, we'll start Art.
Yeah, the whole thing that's on YouTube. Don't watch it.
This next one might be on least scary. The Babadook.
Babadook is a gay icon.
Babadook's a gay icon. He's not even like a horror villain. He's not even. He has left the horror space.
He's a symbol of acceptance.
Yeah,
Babadook. My strongest relation with Babadook is the viral tweet that should be going around again soon. I went to my adult friend's Halloween party and it was more of a wine and cheese than a Babadook.
Yeah. And just her as Babadook in the corner. All that's a really good one.
Yeah, but again, Babadook is a gay icon. Is a pride. He's not even in this game anymore.
It makes me happy, honestly.
Yeah.
It's so kind of adorable. Like
gay
the little
icon.
cartoons of them.
Got to put him at an S tier.
Little bit of I guess this is it's a transforming, disgusting character, but a Jeff Goldblum character, Brundlefly from The Fly.
That's
disgusting.
I think that's A.
Oh yeah, that's A. It's got to be A. That's one of the scariest looking creatures, practical effect wise, that you'll ever see.
Oh, the skin.
It's Jeff Goldblum with like this big lumpy ass skin, half deformed into a fly.
I remember being repulsed by that as a kid.
Yeah.
That's funny for some reason. Like, I don't know if you noticed this, but I think it's a Barstool thing. If you Google with your Barstool email now, at least my thing, like every time I change it, I have to do like an admin thing with Barstool.
Yep.
Google image searching has been blocking like gross photos, and I started searching for all these like horror characters. And like, what? At first, I'm like, what is this, like porn? But no, it's just like gross characters, and all the pictures of the Fly are blocked out on image search through like on my Barstool email. It was like just because it's so grotesque.
That's disgusting. A strong argument for A.
All right, A for the Fly. Buffalo Bill from the Hannibal Lecter movies.
It's John Rich.
Yeah.
So we did when we did this on this podcast, our old co-host Trill Ballins picked Buffalo Bill for his top 5. Buffalo Bill is creepy.
I don't think he's top 5. I think he's really creepy.
I think this is like a I forget exactly what year it was, but when like Pedroia won the MVP of the AL, and people were like, he's not the MVP on his own team. Like Euclid was the MVP of the Red Sox.
True, yeah.
I kind of feel like that argument plays here.
Lecter.
Buffalo Bill and Lecter.
Yeah.
I'd say like a D. I mean, he was wearing people's skin. Like I put him on the same level.
Wearing skin, I feel like that you're an auto at least D.
Yeah.
Made significantly less scary by the Joe Dirt spoof.
True, the Joe Dirt spoof.
One of the worst movies in the history of cinema, The Bye Bye Man.
F or least scary. He stunk.
Bye bye.
Maybe the movie just stunk more than the character, but that was a really bad movie.
John, did you ever see The Bye Bye Man?
No, I'm not aware of this one.
Most haven't. I'm not surprised by that. I would like you to watch The Bye Bye Man. Not really gross, just hilariously terrible. Like hilariously bad.
Who is there anyone in it?
No. But but it did create memes where people like the poster would say the pee pee poo poo man, which was always
very funny.
Wait, wasn't Justin Timberlake in it?
Okay, that's good. That's good. That's good.
You lose a vote on the next character.
I had to get my NSYNC joke in there.
Candyman. Candyman.
Is Rideshare Jerry in this somewhere?
No, the villain from the movie Rideshare, because we didn't need to talk about that movie and then have him make another 10-minute monologue on YouTube about how much he hates Ken Jack.
That was really funny though.
Fucking Candyman.
Which one? Which version?
Either. Well, I'll go both because it's essentially the same series. I'm like fine with that.
What's his name? Todd. Tony Todd. That one I think is way scarier.
Yeah, the original.
We have the OG on here for the picture, so we'll say that.
Yeah, I think the original. I'd go C.
I'd say B.
B.
The bee, the literal bees going out of his mouth.
That's true.
It's scary as shit. He's got the hook on the hand.
Now that I think about bees, I'm just scared of bees in my daily life.
Yeah, and he literally. What was his deal that he made with the studio where he's like, every bee sting I get, you owe me $1,000.
I didn't know that.
Or something like that. Yeah, he made some like crazy deal with the studio. He's like, I'll do it. You can do live bees in my mouth, but that's the deal I'll give you.
Let's rip clowns next. We already have a clown in the S tier. Next up is Captain Spaulding from whatchamacalled? Devil's Rejects and
passed a couple years ago. He's
House of a Thousand Corpses. I almost said Night House of a Thousand Corpses. He's like one of those. He's a murderer. He's a serial murderer. But also like in terms of face, he isn't a regular dude.
He's a scary looking dude. This is one where it's like the notoriety or non-notoriety for not big horror fans kind of hurts. I probably have him at C. I think he's worthy of a C. I don't know about you guys.
What's his name? I don't
Captain
think it's
Spaulding.
Captain Spaulding.
Devil's Rejects, Night of a Thousand, House of a Thousand Corpses. Excuse me.
Did he come back in American Horror Story one of those seasons? I guess it's not Captain Spaulding, but he looks a lot like.
He looks like that guy with like the mouth mask, right? Like with like the mouth, like
yeah.
I'm good with C.
This guy's not scary. He just looks like he's going to like an insane clown bossy
ICP
concert.
Yeah. Goose suggests this one, the clown from the movie Brave Little Toaster.
Fucked up.
Prone bone cream pie.
Dude, that clown is fucked. That clown has like crooked yellow teeth. That clown lives in my head rent free. I don't like that clown. I don't like a lot of that movie. A lot of that movie terrified me. The air conditioner dying in like the opening 5 minutes because he couldn't leave the wall. That fucked me up. And then the clown. The clown is like a terrifying clown design.
It's a scary looking clown, but I don't think I'd have this above D.
Yeah, D is fair, I think.
Not below D. Yeah, so I'd go A.
A, that's crazy.
D.
Okay, B.
He's right there with Buffalo Bill. Other clowns, Pennywise. Probably the most famous horror clown. What's scarier? What do you think? The 1990 Tim Curry version or the new one, the Skarsgård?
Tim Curry one, because he's so much uglier.
Yeah, that's very true.
This was one that like I had to watch without permission of my parents. This was one like I don't know why. I wasn't historically scared of clowns, but they were like, John can't. This was a double VHS, right?
Yeah, and this was one where like you'd walk past us at Blockbuster, and I always be like, "Oof, no, terrifying."
I think he's got to go like B.
Yeah, I think
B's fair.
I thought I was gonna say A. He's iconically terrifying.
But again, the Tim Curry one, I don't think the Skarsgård one was that scary. Like the movie's good. Like you could definitely argue better than the original. But I think Tim Curry's was so much scarier. The teeth too. Oh,
I think A's also fair, Jeff.
I think A is fair. Like he's the iconic clown. Like when you think of scary clown, you think of Pennywise.
He's not skinning people like Art. That's the difference. What about the 2017 Pennywise though? Because I feel like we just said it's not as.
I'd go. C.
I'm gonna drop Captain Spaulding down to D.
What about LeBron James Pennywise? Where are we putting him?
That was a skid. Also, LeBron James, Michael Myers. You could do like a whole row of characters
as a Navi. DeAndre Hopkins loves Halloween. It's a weird thing people don't know. Like
athletes fucking love dressing up for Halloween.
Randy Moss, dude. Randy Moss and Belichick.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot Belichick went to his Halloween party. Yeah.
Athletes love it. The Chatterer from the Hellraiser movies. Yeah. Just a bloody mouth.
Weird fucking teeth, giant mouth. That one, he doesn't do anything. He's just kind of like eye candy. Like he's just kind of there. So I feel like you got to put him in like D, but he is so fucking scary looking.
The picture we have him, it's like a fucking NFL team headshot. Like he went there for like media day and was like, I'm on Team Hellraiser.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
On the Chatterer from Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Old Chatterer. Child Catcher from Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. Kendrick hates his character.
Dude, throw him at. I would have him personally at an A. I would not be mad if you guys put him at B. He was horrifying to watch as a child.
I was gonna have him at scariest.
Yeah, I'm totally fine with S tier.
I think he's A because I think he's A.
If we're talking about like which one of these sincerely influenced my life the most, it's Child Catcher by a long shot.
Then I'm okay. I'm okay with having it on scariest for now. It's at least an A. So it's a horrifying character.
Creepy dude running around catching kids, luring them into his cart.
Yeah,
and like bringing them
also
to slaves for the burger.
Arguably the worst name. Child Catcher is the scariest name on this list.
The Child Catcher, this big ass top hat. Great. I love Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
Good branding, by the way. If that's what you do, straight to the point. No frills, minimalist.
Very simple.
The logo's just like what's that from Silicon Valley? His logo's just like the two C's in a square, like all the other companies, like an app.
Yeah, exactly.
Count Dracula. We'll say any version of Count Dracula.
I don't think I've ever found him scary.
I find him interesting.
Very interesting.
Is this the biggest generational gap here? Because like if you ask anyone like 80 or above, they're like, "Ooh, scariest for sure."
It's vampires in media have just been changed so much. Where it's like they're sex symbols. They're rock stars. They're not scary villains.
Yeah.
The very act of sucking someone's blood is,
it's kind of hot.
It's kind of gay. But
no, fuck that. That's hot. Dude, fucking Billy Bob Thornton and Angelina Jolie wore each other's blood around their necks. And that was like, oof.
One of the weirdest things ever.
I think I got him in it. I think Dracula's like an F.
Yeah, I think he's down at the bottom. Yeah. I don't think Dracula's like scary at all.
Everything about him, I guess, again, in the moment, like when it's scary. I remember when my dad made me watch American Werewolf in London, and he's like, "This is the scariest movie of all time." And I watched it, and I was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
Dude, this happens with every parent. Same thing with like The Exorcist. My mom's like, "This is the scariest movie I've ever watched in life." I was like, "This is not scary."
But even everything about it now is just so comical. Like, I want to suck your blood. Like, shut the fuck up.
That right there, your impression, that's the least scary immediately.
He's so cunty.
Dude, they make movies about Dracula. Like, and they have a serial, Count Chocula.
Yeah, that damning.
Count Chocula has definitely ruined that brand a little bit.
Least scary. I think he's least scary. He has kid movies about him.
I do think he's at the bottom. I think
I think Babadook is still bottom solely because he's left the field. He's just now not a horror. He's just a gay icon. But Count Dracula, I'll put in least scary. Though I think they're about to get a third member here. Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Yeah, least scary.
I mean,
a blob.
Just an absolute. He's a bozo. Just an absolute fucking bozo. But another character that, like, you ask older generations, they were horrified of this character. Guillermo del Toro based the whole movie around, like, The Shape of Water. Guillermo del Toro was terrified of the creature from the Black Lagoon.
Mm-hmm.
Was he terrified of, or did he want to fuck?
I think he was. I think he found him scary.
A little bit.
What about the Creeper from Jeepers Creepers?
Oh my god, throw in an A. That is one of the scariest fucking.
Yeah.
Oh, that scared the
that's
shit
a
out of
fucked
me.
up design. I don't know if A.
The
A
bat
feels
wings,
right.
the mouth, the trench coat and hat, and like the fact that like, do you remember in the movie with like Justin Long and was his girlfriend or sister? I think it was his sister. They drive by and they just see him like dumping a corpse down that like hole, and then like he busts into the police station and takes them away, flies away with them. Oh, it's so scary. Oh, and the van too. He's got the van.
Oh, he's got a van.
Yeah, the van alone is a big, I'm good with
the van. If you haven't seen Jeepers Creepers, the van is the scariest part. It is
the van. Put the van on C tier.
Is Jeepers Creepers? That's Paul. Paul Walker's not in that, right?
No, Justin Long.
I think I watched it the same night I watched Joyride. Then would it have been out around the same time?
Would have been what?
Would it have been out around the same time?
I don't think so. I think
maybe I just had a horror night. For some reason, I have the two on. Like I remember watching them around the same time, but I remember Joyride more because of Paul Walker's eyes.
Yeah, if I had to guess, it was like 2002 for Jeepers Creepers.
Jeepers Creepers was Joyride was 2001. Steve Zonbanger. Jeepers Creepers was 2001.
Damn, good call. Great call.
What an odd thing to remember that you watched both of them back. Like they came around the same time. All right, Disney icon Cruella de Vil.
Who was scared by this? Which one do you put down on the list?
I didn't put it. I didn't submit it, but
Cruella de Vil. I took everything again. We did this probably like 4 years ago on our podcast, and Cruella de Vil was an audience pick. Our audience picked Cruella de Vil.
I can see it's the cartoon version. I agree with that assessment. The cartoon version is terrifying. The other one's just
Glenn Close.
Glenn Close and Emma Stone's renditions aren't scary, but the cartoon version is fucked up. Like she's really killing those dogs.
It's not hurting people. Like that's why would I be scared of that? I'm not a target, a potential target at all.
Guess not.
I was gonna say I guess I was scared of her, but it was more because she was mean rather than terrifying.
Yeah, I was like, this lady sucks. I wasn't like, oh my god, I'm terrified of this woman.
I thought she's gonna come kill my dog.
I think she's at the least scary, like very close to the bottom. If I had to put,
I'd have thrown her maybe. And now that I'm looking at D,
I'll concede to D. I'll concede to D.
I think it's at least an F.
I think top of F is. I think behind Chucky is maybe fine.
I think that's good.
Cujo. Speaking of dogs.
Cujo's fucked up.
That was a scary dog.
Yeah, that's like a C for me.
Yeah, I'm happy with the C as well. That was a scary ass dog.
They're in the car.
Yeah.
Oh, do not like that.
And like all the slobber coming off his mouth.
Yeah, the bloody slobber is pretty gross.
Yeah. Like frothy. Ugh.
Put him up there and see. All right, what about this one? Daniel Plainview from There Will Be Blood. It's not scariest or it's the scariest.
The third revelation.
I mean, he's more terrifying than half the list already.
Yeah, I think he's fucking terrible. But he's not like you.
It's not scary.
He's not scary when you're a kid as much as like when you're an adult and you're like, oh man, I'm just gonna get crushed by like American capitalism. Like this is just him.
I've actually still never seen There Will Be Blood. I might watch that tonight.
Ooh,
wow, really?
Yeah, I watched Gangs of New York last night. Weirdly enough, so.
There you go. Yeah, continue, keep it going.
Day Lewis mood.
I don't know.
I would go C just because D because he's not like terrifying in just like a traditional way. Like he's unsettling.
Yeah,
scary dude. But put him on D. I like D. Darth Vader.
I think C. I think at least C. Darth Vader was very scary,
but he has a redemption, and that undercuts his scariness.
Yeah, him seeing his pale fucking fleshy face at the end of Return of the Jedi doesn't do him many favors.
Like Michael Rappaport, like it's not scary.
I wouldn't fight a C.
I feel like if it was just A New Hope, yeah, he's like a C for sure. But like the further you get into his whole thing, and like he's slow, doesn't fight great. Like him in Rogue One, the ending scene in Rogue One, that's a C, B type of player right there. But like him as a whole,
This is the issue with the prequels. They just made him a fucking simp.
We'll put him top of D. We'll put him top of D. I think this could be a candidate for least scary. Frankenstein's monster.
Scary. You
Again,
can outrun him if you have legs.
if you got a cereal, like
Yeah.
if you have a cereal,
He's a zombie without the horde of them. It's
Yeah.
just a singular zombie. He's like the human version, or fairly human version of the hypothetical. Like, if a snail was chasing you, how long could you live?
Yeah.
Like, forever.
Yeah.
Like, there's Frankenstein couldn't do anything to me.
Yeah. I'm very happy with least scary. Again, the cereal thing is a huge factor. If you have a cereal that kids eat that's based on you, you're not scary anymore.
Yeah. Freddy Krueger now.
ooh,
Krueger's scary.
Krueger's
so
terrifying.
creepy looking, but those movies never scared me that much, and I don't know why. And they
Really?
invading your dreams is
invading
so
your dreams
scary.
is fucked.
I mean, I'm not gonna fight like a B or A or whatever.
Yeah.
I think he's at least a B, but where do we think he's B or A?
I
I
think
said
top of B, bottom of A.
Where
Yeah.
fights?
I agree exactly with that. I'd probably go bottom A. The scarier things, at least to me, are like the things you can't fight. And like when
true.
it was your dreams, like I can't do anything in there, man. It's all you.
Yeah,
Freddy Krueger is fucked. Yeah. Again, a victim of some bad movies too, where you're like he's a corny character, but like at his peak, it's scary as fuck.
Except
Like, what's one of his lines? I remember Kumail Nanjiani has it in like
too.
oh yeah.
when Kumail Nanjiani has a joke about when the theater groaned because he saw a black girl and went, "Ooh, dark meat." And
Yeah.
it's like
That
this
is a
where
line.
You draw
Yeah.
the line with Krueger. This is where it's a bridge too far.
Next up, the furnace from Home Alone. This was number 5 on Trill Ballin's list, and we did this a few years ago. Furnace from Home Alone was terrifying as a kid.
Dude, really scary.
It left such an impact in such a brief amount of time. You know,
Yeah, what do they say with Vader, where like he's actually on screen for like 3 minutes? Like the furnace had a real chance at Oscar worthy performance.
I'm gonna throw a B. It's just too good not to have. It's too good to have below B.
like
You know who I didn't put on this list? Who is definitely an A or B? The redemptive arc of Pigeon Lady never hit for me. Very horrifying woman from Home Alone 2. That never. I don't care that she got to see fucking all the musicians in the music. She is a horrifying person.
scary lady.
Ghostface. Oh God, Gooch is gonna lose his mind on this one. The fucking scream simp.
I don't think Ghostface is that scary.
It's like an F.
I think and it's always changing. I think there are some versions of Ghostface which are scarier than others, but they never really rise to like nightmare fuel.
I think in my brain, I think of Ghostface like, you know how back in the day, I guess in Halloween, it's like the sheet over your head, you're that type of ghost or whatever, and like that's the scary thing. And
People,
Ghostface
friends using this as in your younger years definitely hurt this character.
Yeah, and like that would be like the go-to, just like, oh, I'm scary, I got the Ghostface face on. And it's like that. I think undercuts it a ton.
Look at me, I can pump blood into the ghost face. Like,
The blood one actually was
The blood
scary.
knife was sick. I love
the blood knife was cool, but like the face never made sense. I'm like, what scene is that from? I guess he has some blood splatter. I'm like, that seems like
I don't know, I think
From
it's
that era of movies, I'd have, and I'm putting these 3 together, even though they probably don't deserve to be, but Scream, Urban Legends, and I Know What You Did. I'd have Ghostface 3.
he's like
Scarface
he's like a
Ghostface.
Scooby Doo ass villain. Like, you know what I mean? And like there's somebody he gets unmasked.
Yeah, he is a Scooby Doo ass villain.
D or C.
Probably D.
D.
I'll say top of D. He is relentless, though. I will say, Ghostface. The good Ghostface are nonstop. Hal from 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Very creepy.
I think he's fucking terrifying.
And like an uncontrollable thing, you know what I mean? Like a very hard thing to fight, although they do fight it with like the whole
Kind of.
whatever hard drive thing they take out.
That's the problem. He's old tech,
Yeah.
future tech, but old tech in the sense of old ideas.
It's just like a red eye.
Yeah, I don't
Sauron
like
or some
it.
shit.
I don't like it.
I'd say
I'll
like
throw middle at C.
yeah. I like C.
Throw middle. Hannibal Lecter, always terrifying as a kid because you didn't watch this movie as a kid for the most part.
Yeah.
Like, so you didn't know what it was, but this was like the face of villainry.
Yeah.
I think A.
I think A.
Top of A then I would say.
Yeah,
like,
top of A, maybe.
Yeah, Hannibal is like Hannibal and Pennywise are definitely in contention to be voted to the top at the end here because we're being pretty stingy about scariest. We should have 5, so they're around there. Hans Landa and Glorious Bastards.
Hans Landa is this is kind of the weird thing where you're like you could be argue is the scariest because he's like the realist. We're like that person existed. That's not like some fucking
his goofy ass at the end of the movie, because the beginning, that opening scene is one of the scarier characters that you could ever see in a movie.
Yeah.
I'd argue still at the end when he like leaps across the table and is like choking out Diane Kruger, like that's fucking scary too.
Yeah.
I think I'd have her next to like Plainview. Like wherever Plainview
above,
is.
yeah, above
like
Plainview.
Above Plainview.
I'd have him above. I'd almost have him bottom of C.
Yeah, I don't hate that. I don't hate that, Jeff.
It's like human characters that aren't like
we saying
they're very beatable. He is the most beatable. Like Plainview, so beatable. Alex, very beatable. Like it's. I think the more if you're getting into the C territory, you have to be a character where like you cannot be stopped. You know what I mean?
It's easy for us Americans to say.
Yeah, we beat their ass. Fucking Brad Pitt with that accent carving a swastika into his head. Like that's just.
I'll put him top of D, but I almost feel like Ghostface has to jump up to C then.
I think you want to take off that fancy uniform of yours.
Or Vader.
I think this just might be my masterpiece.
Yeah. What a great ending.
Oh,
BJ,
perfect.
BJ.
We'll reassess these. Someone's got to jump up from D. He's getting half D. Jason Voorhees, another character hurt by way too many sequels, but he is more brutal in all his sequels. He has that one in space where he freezes the woman and smashes her face.
Smashes her head in. I don't know. The hockey mask.
Yeah, it reminds me too much of Casey from Ninja Turtles.
That's what everyone says.
Yeah, that is. Yeah.
Jason Voorhees, I've never found like maybe it's just the era thing, but like I never found him very scary. Like,
yeah, I thought he was kind of cool to be honest.
Yeah.
I thought the hockey mask was like, oh, this guy's sick.
And he puts those 2 girls in the sleeping bag and then like slams them into a tree and shit. It's kind of like funny. It's more funny than it is scary. I don't know how to put it.
It's just making me realize like 90s camp horror was just way better. just goofball villains.
I'd say like D somewhere. I don't know. I know he's like an iconic name.
Our
no
D
doubt.
is filling up. We may need to reassess D here in a second.
Yeah.
I think Voorhees has to be above D. There's two. I think Voorhees is like
though. Like, I don't know how to put. Like, are you scared of Jason Voorhees?
I'm gonna put Voorhees bottom C.
On the mask and scare you, but like they jump out and scare you. It wasn't the mask that scared you.
But not necessarily just the mask, just the actual being of Jason Voorhees. I thought was funnier than he was scary.
Also, Jason. Like Jason.
Jason's not a scary name.
It's fair.
Voorhees is some fucking diamond miner or something.
We'll reassess the C and D. Jaws.
Ooh.
That's going up there
B,
to like the A or
B or A.
maybe.
Yeah.
Like end of A. I would have the shark. So scary to watch as a kid. Holy shit.
I mean, scared. Millions upon millions of Americans refuse to go on the water because of this movie.
Literally declined tourism. He was so scary that like he created an entire movie thing. Like summer blockbusters did not exist before Jaws. Like that was not a thing. People didn't release big good movies during the summer because they thought no one would go to watch them. And then Jaws is the movie that changed all of that.
Really?
It changed movies. That's how scary that fucking shark was. So I think we got to put him bottom A.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like the song, someone sang the song in the pool, you got scared. Like,
Yeah.
It is, yeah. When your theme song is like the ultimate scary theme for like a certain thing, no matter who you are, how old you are, yeah.
For it now too. I don't know
Heath Ledger Joker.
I think this belongs in B, to be honest. Like, I do think this is a fucking terrifying villain.
like end
Terrifying
B.
character.
I'm good with end of B as well. I think he's a better clown than Jigsaw and Penny, like the recent Pennywise.
One of our coworkers refuses to watch The Dark Knight because they are so scared of the Joker. They tried to watch it for like 15 minutes and got too terrified.
No way. Who?
Mad Dog.
Really?
The licking of the lips is arguably scarier than almost everything these people do below.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to have him that high, but
He does fucked up horror shit too. Like
He does.
like killing someone with a pencil through their eyeball, cutting someone open, and putting a
Making those two dudes fight each
phone
other.
bomb inside of him. Like,
True.
he's a horror villain.
I like him at bottom B.
Next up is Large Marge from Pee Wee.
What a great name.
Great name.
Pee Wee was a creep. They were creepy movies.
You could argue Pee Wee was more terrifying. Large Marge was scary. Large Marge is one of those like you're scared as a kid type things.
I don't know. Where do you guys prefer her?
Let me pull her up.
I don't really remember Large Marge. I can't have a strong one here.
Scary lady. She makes those big bug eyes in the movie.
I don't know, like Chucky territory for me. I'm not sure.
Yeah, the bug eyes are almost comical to look at, though.
I'm gonna put her right next to. I'll put her below Cruella de Vil.
If you look up Large Marge, instead of getting a bunch of Pee Wee
Oh,
stuff,
boy.
like the fifth thing that pops up is just Marge Simpson with massive titties.
So
I'm gonna move Captain Spaulding down to F2. I hate looking at him. Leatherface from Texas Chainsaw movies.
that's a scary.
That's
guy.
a or S.
Yeah, that's like A territory for me.
Yeah.
I'll put him above Freddy Krueger. Yeah, Leatherface is. Again. This is the thing. You wear someone's skin. That's a big step up. Like you are freaky.
The big oafs are always scary.
Yeah.
Like little disabled big oafs territory. There's a scene, an episode of Criminal Minds where there's like a brother who's like paralyzed and his big oaf brother just like kidnaps people. I forget exactly what happens. What happens out on a farm? That's one of the scarier Criminal Minds episodes too. These guys are.
That's like in Mindhunter, the first guy he starts to interview in prison. What's his
Kemper.
name? Yeah, Kemper.
Yeah, Kemper.
That guy, like that's a big oaf.
Dude,
Yeah.
oaf are either extremely lovable or horrifying. And I think you give an oaf a chainsaw, which that's like got to be the scariest way to get killed, getting ripped apart by a chainsaw. I mean, yeah, he's got to be up to the top.
Lipstick face demon, aka Fireface from the Insidious movies.
No.
Scary.
That initial jump scare of him was so scary.
Great design.
But after that,
Yeah, what have you done for me lately?
yeah, exactly. That is a what have you done for me lately league horror, and they did nothing for me really after that.
I can't. I think C.
I like
It is
I like
a
bottom of
fucked
C.
up demon. Like in terms of
Yeah.
demons,
We forgot Megan in terms of dolls. Megan.
It's a creepy fucking doll, man.
Megan's.
I kind of love Megan. though.
Also, probably a gay icon. I think. I'm
Yeah,
not sure.
for sure.
Oh yeah, the gays
That's
will-
tough, Megan. That disqualify. You got to be least scary. If you're about acceptance, you are automatically least scary.
Next to the Babadook.
There's at least one of our gay listeners listening right now. Like, what the fuck? I can be scary.
Yeah.
No, but again, you made the big line. It's like if they're an icon of acceptance, they just that's where they go. I don't know. Do you Megan? I can see Megan in bottom of C or top of D.
Nah, I go
Wherever
F.
Babadook is.
Yeah, I'd go F. Like
right
F
there.
or least. Like I laughed at Megan.
Creepy, not
Yeah,
scared.
I'm ahead of Captain. I'll put her ahead of Captain. Spaulding.
You're right,
ahead,
Ken. Like,
Chucky.
it is creepy. I had more fun at Megan than I was scared
Yes.
at Megan.
The Man in the Mask from The Strangers.
Ooh,
Oh, that's a good
B. I think
one. Yeah,
B.
I would have it like right behind the Joker. If I
That's
had
one of
to
those ones where it feels so real.
Can I fire off a take here for everybody? I don't understand the fear of strangers.
pick. That just in general.
Like the movie. Like, I feel like it's the scariest movie of however long. Like I thought it was a good movie. It was fine. I did not have a deep fear of the movie Strangers.
I think it's the realism. Like this could just happen. You know what I mean?
I
Like,
might watch it again.
your house.
I've only seen it once, and I was like, yeah, that was pretty good, but I wasn't scared.
Yeah, I don't think it's that scary of a movie, and I actually liked it. It was one of the few horror movies I like really enjoyed growing up because it wasn't overly like terrifying.
Yeah.
The masked guy from The Purge, the first Purge.
I don't know. Not scary to me.
There's other scarier
They
stuff
turn
in
into
the
like
Purge.
fucking action movies, so like it's
Yeah.
tough to be like that's. I don't think they were ever really horror.
That scene in
Thriller?
particular, though, even in the trailer, like that was like, oh, that's fucking creepy. It's more scary. It's just a rich white guy. But the rich white guys are pretty scary.
They are.
I was gonna say D, but we are overloading D.
I'd have him in F. I think
F. Yeah, that's fair.
Top of F. Michael Myers.
that's an icon, man. That's another one. unstoppable force where he was at points he's very funny, and some of the movies were the shitty sequels, but at other points he is like legitimately one of the most horrifying villains. He's an unstoppable killing machine. Ugh.
I think he's right there with Leatherface and Freddy Krueger.
Yeah, right there. Probably like above.
When was he scariest? What was his scariest?
I think the first one.
You think the first one?
First one was so scary.
That
very first Get Up, like where he does the Undertaker, like
the second one from the recent reboot.
Oh, where he's just getting like stabbed and is fine.
Yes, and he's just like unstoppable.
That's where it gets almost not scary. Where like he's fighting firefighters.
Yeah.
The firefighters like Europe, like, all right, let's go. You wouldn't be like, what the fuck? Like, I'd crawl out.
Mouth of Sauron from Lord of the Rings.
There went a bee. That was a scary ass fuck. He died so quickly. Like Aragorn killed the shit out of him, but he was one of the scariest looking dudes. And I remember watching the behind the scenes of how they made him. And like, is this guy like he was this Australian actor or New Zealand actor with like a big ass mouth, and they digitally enlarged it by 50%, and with like these really disgusting prosthetic teeth. They're all like black and oozing and just disgusting. It's just one of the more horrifying things. And every time he smiles, it just gets creepier and creepier. I think he's like a solid end of maybe like C-ish.
C, yeah. If he had more screen time, I think he could have maybe gotten up to B.
Okay with that.
And every time he talked, like shit came out of his teeth. Like it was
Candidate for least scary, Mr. Hyde from the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Hell yeah.
He looks like just a beefed up Ted Danson. I'll always stand by that. Mr. Hyde is lame. He had the big hat. He had the big top. Remember the top hat? The clothes ripped because he got so big, but the top hat would grow.
Dude, he looked like do you remember Ludacris when he had the big fists in the video? He looks like it was like a creeping disease. You know what I mean? Like it just went up one arm really heavily.
What about Norman Bates from Psycho?
The movie's scary. He is definitely scary.
I'm not a woman, so I'm not that scared.
Yeah, I'd beat his ass. Fucking come to my town. Try that in a small town, Norman Bates.
I'll go top of F or bottom of D.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Yeah, you see Norman Bates, you're like, yeah, you're so lame. Kenjack will want this on the scariest. The Nun.
Oh, The Nun was scary, dude. They don't get it, Feits. They don't get it because they didn't grow up in like these Catholic households where
The Nun is fucking scary. I like The Nun is the preview at every movie ever for the last 3 months. And those previews fucking terrify me. So
dude, she's like C-ish for me. Like it just, and again,
I'm okay with C.
The movies aren't.
I was gonna let you have B at bottom of B. It's a horrifying character.
Yeah, it's scary as shit.
Dude, also nuns, I think, are getting scarier because they don't exist anymore. When I was a kid, nuns were fucking like I'd seen nuns just walking down Main Street. I haven't seen a nun in I don't know how long. Not in America. Actually, I saw a bunch in Rome recently.
Dude, but when I was in France, I saw nuns everywhere. Dude, they were still kicking.
When you travel internationally, I was in Colombia. The airport was full of nuns.
Dude, they travel like crazy.
It is not in America. We're a nun-free nation.
Yeah, we're just not. I guess we're not into nuns anymore.
Pale Man from Pan's Labyrinth.
Thanks a lot, Joe Biden.
Ooh, creepy as fuck.
Very, very creepy. But the character himself wasn't
doesn't do
scary.
like fucked up shit.
He's just creepy looking. It's what's his name? Creature guy.
GDT. Right?
Well, no, I mean the guy plays in Todd.
Todd Jones.
Something
that's a relief pitcher. What's his name? He plays the Bye Bye Man too.
He plays every tall creature. He also played the Fishman in the other GDT movie.
Fuck. What the fuck's his name? That's gonna piss me off. Doug Jones.
Doug Jones. Okay, damn.
What about Pinhead? Pinhead as a kid, Pinhead's terrified.
Like S or A.
S or A?
I've never even seen the movies. I'm so scared of the poster.
Dude, my cousin had a Pinhead poster in his bedroom, and I refused to go.
Metal.
I was so scared.
Jeez, is he in jail now?
I'm gonna put Pinhead at A because we're gonna need to put a couple on S at some point.
Yeah,
but I'm gonna put it on.
I had a friend who had a Pinhead mask. I wouldn't put it on. I was like, get that the fuck out of
here. Predator.
Predator was very scary. It's creepy as shit to look at. The mouth thing too, the mandibles. Fuck.
I put an end of C.
If his head wasn't so goddamn big.
I think you got to put him next to the Pan's Labyrinth creepy guy, the eye guy.
I'm okay with that. End of B. Reagan McNeil from which is the whole point we're doing this, because we're seeing The Exorcist. Awful reviews, by the way, just like egregiously bad reviews. Exorcist kid,
That was more like the idea of it. That was kind of almost like the Freddy Krueger thing, where like I can't do anything to stop it.
Yeah, I think the practical effects help a lot. Like seeing physical puke, levitation, all that shit. It was so much scarier to look back at versus like the CGI horror that we were like bombarded with. But still, like,
this is one of those things where our parents were just pussies. Like, this is not that scary.
We'll drop it, and we'll drop it. We'll drop it in. I feel like we'll drop it in D by like. Yeah, I think top of D is very fair.
I agree.
Ripper from Last Action Hero.
Oh,
it's on Ken Jack's top 5 list when we last did this.
So scary. The name
Action Hero, the Schwarzenegger movie.
Yeah,
I haven't seen.
It's not like a name brand villain, so I feel like I can't put him like crazy high. I feel like D is fair, probably D or F. But he was scary as shit when you watched that movie.
Smar Morgan from The Ring.
A very
Scary Movie 3 really hurt this one.
Oh, I think this is S.
Scared.
I think this is S or A.
Yeah, I was gonna.
Okay.
This is.
I'm gonna throw it up a pinhead because we're gonna pick out of these because someone's got to go up there. I'm fair. I'm fine with that. Sid from Toy Story. Sid's freak.
Sid was
I
scary.
hate him, but I don't think he's that scary.
He was scary as a kid, but now he's not scary.
Right. I think out of respect, you give him a D for the.
I think you put him above old Toaster Clown.
Yeah, sure.
Ken Jack nominated Sloth from The Goonies.
Yeah, fucking old boy from Goonies. That was a creepy looking dude. Maybe not scary. He was a sweetheart. He's an oaf. Big time oaf.
Yeah, he was an oaf. You're right.
He's the other side of the oaf spectrum. Where he's so I think like end of F, but like he's still, even watching the Goonies as a kid, like that's a scary thing to look at.
Yeah, that's things.
As a kid, this one terrified me. Slugworth from Willy Wonka.
Guy creeped me out.
Creepy fucking guy.
I think you decide, Jeff.
There's
definitely creepier than scarier. I would put him in the D tier at the bottom. I'd put him around Sid as well. I put him by like Ripper and Buffalo Bill. Slugworth he's redemptive at the end. He's just a good guy. He's just a freak. He's just creepy looking. Terrence Fletcher from Whiplash. J.K. Simmons character from Whiplash.
I was gonna start quoting him, and then I realized I can't.
I would be scared of him if I was a drummer in his band. I'm not scared of him otherwise. Like I don't find him to be scary. I find him to be mean and abrasive.
Yeah, I put him next to Cruella. Kind of the same thing.
Fair.
Put him next to Cruella de Vil. The Leprechaun from the Leprechaun franchise. I almost say least scary.
Funny, funnier.
Funny. He's hanging out in the hood. I mean,
like you know what? I think Frankenstein's monster goes F tier. I think Leprechaun jumps on the least scary.
That's fair.
Yeah, in the Hood movie, it's just the Jennifer Aniston's in it. Yeah, tough. The Thing from The Thing.
The Thing's S. The Thing is S. That was
S or A.
Disgustingly creepy, horrifying creature.
John, are you a Thing guy?
I watched it very recently, actually, and I wouldn't fight an S.
Yeah, I think it's S. It is horrifying. It gets worse and worse too.
Mm-hmm.
Like there is like it's some of these. It's like
it
only ever gets worse and it never leaves that top spot.
You know what the Thing is kind of making me think of? It's not a horror, so it doesn't fit here. One of the scariest characters of all time, the Thing from Life.
That was very scary. That's an unstoppable right there. The little space starfish thing that just eats people. Yeah,
when he goes inside Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah. That was creepy.
The little kid from The Grudge.
I feel healthy with C. Probably. It was scarier watching it. When I rewatched it, less scary. I know that's just an adult kid thing.
Good with that. Another scary kid character, Trunchbull from Matilda.
The Chokey. She gets the Chokey by default. That was a scary ass lady. Like maybe too close to Large Marge territory, but
I don't know. I can't go higher than D.
Really?
No, see, I would have said B. I think Feits and I are on the same page here.
Trunchbull.
I like Trunchbull top of C, bottom B.
Bro, when she talks about how she put all her sweat in that cake, come on, man.
I'm tossing B. She's a lead. She's repulsive.
Like
And
Closer.
everyone knows a horrifying teacher or like administrator, and like it's too much represented there that's real. 3 Voldemorts. You have back of head Voldemort,
That was
Voldemort in limbo at King's Cross. He's a
Abortion
disgusting
Voldemort.
the bloody thing, and then regular Voldemort.
I think back of head Voldemort is the scariest one.
yes, out of all of those 3 for sure.
Really?
Which one?
I thought regular Voldemort was scariest.
The back of the head one, fucking just creepy as hell.
I think when he gets into like the regular Voldemort, he's more of like a villain, and like not a scary villain, but just kind of like a more traditional.
The
But, like,
character as a whole, if it was one person, the character as a whole is high. I think Voldemort's one of the greatest characters of all time, which I don't think is a hot take.
I mean, I almost want to say
Like-
C for Voldemort. I think Voldemort's like right around Hans Landa. He is essentially a Nazi. So,
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
He's a
yeah,
magic Nazi.
yes.
Voldemort back of head. I'm okay. Bottom C, back of head Voldemort.
Yeah.
What about Voldemort Limbo? Is probably F. Just
Yeah,
like dying.
Voldemort
It's
Limbo is
disgusting.
creepy to look at?
It's hilarious. Limbo Voldemort's essentially Slappy the Dummy. That's basically what that is. This one I'd have lower, but as a kid, The Wicked Witch of the West was the worst thing ever for me.
Monkeys were scarier than her.
Yeah,
to me.
see, I think the
Oh,
monkey.
Yeah,
the
that's fair.
monkeys were scary.
I would have her like F-ish, but I'd fuck. her.
She's with Norman Bates. That's like the same. That's the same planet of villain. Wolfman, another one.
scary.
Fruit Brute. That is another cereal in the Monster cereal.
That's right. And there's like kids cartoons and like Wolves are sexy too. Damn, dude, throw them in enough.
Fruit Brute.
Could have done better than that.
And last but not least, and we got to just pick 2 more on the scariest Xenomorphs from Alien.
Scary as fuck. And that
Xenomorphs-
counts the face huggers too. I think that should count.
I would say that's top of B. Is that fair?
I would agree. That's like
That's fair.
Just like I would say above Predator for sure. And on that
So
same.
we got to pick 2 more for scariest.
Um,
I go Leatherface, and it's either probably the Ring Woman.
I'd say Leatherface for sure.
Yeah, I think Leatherface has to. I mean, he's wearing someone's fucking skin.
Yeah,
Yeah. I'm Ring for me. You guys are definitely higher on Ring. I'm okay with that. Pennywise 1990 for me is really tough to. It's
I'm with you on Pennywise.
I'm not as scared of clowns as the general populace is.
you
Like,
you nominated a cartoon clown.
Yeah, you sure did.
yeah, but I nominate the scariest
You
one.
you
And then
nominated
you
the
guys
least
did
scary
not
version of a
recognize him.
clown.
You guys did not recognize his terrifyingness.
I like Pennywise at the end of S. If I could put him somewhere.
Are we gonna put? Well, so what's the top of S? I think it's got to be Leatherface.
Out of this grouping, yes.
Leatherface or Art. But I don't know if we can put Art there because just not as many people have
Yeah,
seen it.
yeah.
Like it's. But if like you've seen it, then you're just like,
I'd
yeah,
say
You've
no.
seen it. You know.
Yeah.
All right, so quickly we'll rip this off. Scariest: Leatherface, Art the Clown, The Thing, Childcatcher, Pennywise. The A tier: Samara from The Ring, Hannibal Lecter, Pinhead, Brundlefly, The Creeper, Freddy Krueger, Michael Myers, Jaws. B tier: Xenomorph, Candyman, The Furnace from Home Alone, Joker from The Dark Knight, Man in the Mask from The Strangers, The Nun, Pale Man, Predator, Miss Trunchbull. C: Annabelle, Jigsaw, Pennywise 2017, Cujo, Hal 9000, Jason Voorhees, Lipstick Face, which makes me want to drop Lipstick Face down to the D, the terrible name from Insidious, the
official
kid
name.
from The Grudge, Mouth of Sauron, and the back of head Voldemort. D tier: Reagan Mitchell from Exorcist, Hans Landa, Voldemort regular, Ghostface, Darth Vader, The Chatterer, Alex from The Clockwork Orange, Buffalo Bill, Slugworth, Ripper from Last Action Hero, Sid from Toy Story, the Clown from Brave Little Toaster, and Daniel Plainview. And then F: Norman Bates, Wicked Witch of the West, The Masked Perjurer, Megan, Captain Spaulding, Chucky, Terrence Fletcher from Whiplash. I love him just sitting in there, just hanging out. Cruella de Vil, Sloth, basically Limbo, Dead Voldemort, Slappy the Dummy, Large Marge, Bye Bye Man, which fights when I need you to watch Bye Bye Man. It's so bad. Wolfman and Frankenstein's Monster. And then least scary, Mr. Hyde from League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. They really tried to make all those characters very scary in that movie. They really wanted you to be
One
freaked out. The Leprechaun, Count Dracula, Creature from the Black Lagoon, and then the Babadook.
Poor Babadook, man.
Babadook is that's just a different tier, gay icon.
Yeah.
That's it. Fights. Thanks for
Thank you very much, boys.
thanks for joining us. Make sure if you're on YouTube, hit subscribe. Like the video if you can. For Ken, Jack, Gooch, Fights. I'm Jeff Dulo. We'll talk to you next time on our next tier ranking or draft list.